there. Welcome to Quick Slants. It is presented by Nissan alongside my man here, Barrett Brooks. I'm Derrick Gunn. Draft season is upon us. We're going to break it down a little bit later on. And Barrett, this is your time of year. You're starting to salivate already.
No question. This is what I love about football. Watching these young guys going in and trying to make it to the next level. And as an analyst, I do college football on the weekends. I like to see how their talent translates to the NFL level. A lot of guys can be great college players, but then they get to the NFL and be bust. But then I'll see a guy looks like nothing at the college level and absolutely breaks down and becomes a phenomenon at the next level. So I love watching this and how it equates to the NFL.
Kind of brings back memories for you when you were that guy waiting to be drafted.
No question, man. In fact, I can remember I was actually rated the number 5 offensive lineman in the country.
Yeah.
Ended up going in the second round, So I really had a lot of fun during that process, meeting all the guys and going to the next level. It was just a really fun time for me back there.
Yeah, the 1970s was a long time.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at you. Look, 1970.
Yeah.
I wasn't even born then, man.
Oh, you weren't? Oh, my bad. Oh, now, reports are that Russell Wilson wants a new contract from the Seahawks. He is entering the final year of his current deal. The 30-year-old has won a Super Bowl, and he's been to another. Meanwhile, the Eagles are also adamant they want to extend Carson Wentz. So, would you feel more comfortable giving the 26-year-old Wentz an extension or Russell Wilson at this point?
Oh, we're talking about a proven commodity in Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks right now in the league. But what's put him in a bad predicament is a lot of teams that pay these younger players these big contracts, and then they can't pay anybody else. So now you're in a position that, all right, Dan, we're going to go pay this quarterback all this money. He's the franchise quarterback. He deserves this money. But now we can't play the other players. The reason they won a Super Bowl, the year they won the Super Bowl, is because they didn't have to pay him that money. So they could build that Legion of Boom that they had, the no-fly zone. They could go out there and play with a defense that got paid. He wasn't getting paid. So as soon as they paid him, that defense started to diminish. Guys started leaving. It was just, an exodus after that on the defensive side of the ball because you had to pay Russell. Same thing now. They got to pay Russell again. He's making way less than all the quarterbacks that are doing the same thing he's doing, and he's doing it even better with less talent. And now it's time to go out there and pay him again. What do? Now, Carson, I don't know. I mean, would you pay Carson an unproven commodity, a guy that can't play?
Right.
I'm sorry, can't, but hasn't played for more than 13 games in the last 2 years.
Right.
That's really putting you in a predicament because now you're going to pay this guy, and you built a team around him that's pretty good. Now, this may be your last time being able to go out there and splurge on the talent that you have right now. It's either win or go home at this point because you're going to have to pay him either this year or next year for sure.
All right, when I look at Russell Wilson, you're right. He's been around the block a few times. Carson Wentz has the potential. We just haven't seen him do it to the extent of an entire season yet. Russell Wilson, in 7 years, has not missed a game in his career.
Healthy every year.
Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl in his second year. Now, granted, that team was already put together when they got there. All they needed was a quarterback to manage that offense.
Right.
Little did they know at that time that not only did Russell manage the offense, but he also created a niche for himself in that offense with his escapability as well.
Yes, sir.
Russell Wilson has taken the Seahawks to the playoffs 6 times in the 7 years he's been here. And I think one of his best overall outings was 2018. Nobody thought that team was a playoff caliber team. Russell Wilson, when you look at the amount of talent they lost of that team, helped will that team to the playoffs. They didn't go very far, but the bottom line is it was a much younger nucleus of players, and that, obviously when you have that playoff experience, it helps enhance that confidence.
No, they made it. The offensive line sucked. The running backs were just trying to find
the secondary was makeshift.
Yeah, come
on. Linebackers were hurt.
Yep.
Plus they lost Michael Kendricks for legal reasons, so on and so forth. But Russell Wilson deserves his money now. When you look at the volume of money quarterbacks are making annually, not based on the overall contract, but annually, if we look at 2019, Russell Wilson is basically ranked 12th right now when you look at the numbers. With that said, is Russell Wilson worth more than a Derrick Carr? Yes, he is. Is he worth more than a Kirk Cousins?
Absolutely.
Is he worth more than Andrew Luck?
Yes.
Okay, and Andrew Luck just got some big money not too long ago.
And he just played his first season being healthy
in the last 2
3 years.
Yes. So definitely Russell Wilson deserves his big money now. Russell Wilson has given the Seahawks, from what we hear, a deadline of April 15th that he wants his new contract. Now you can't force an organization to give you money. That's like bank robbery, man.
Well, you probably can, because they're withholding money that he deservedly deserves. You know, give him his just due. He's carried this team for the past 7 years on his back. Pay the man. But hey, we're talking about Seattle. We don't know what they're going to do.
He's going to get paid, but it may not happen in April, but it could still happen in June sometime.
Well, why not have the player go out there and say, look, damn it, I want my money. Give me my money right now. Not now, right now.
All right, now that the bulk of free agency is over, let's take stock of where the Eagles stand in the NFL in our eyes. Mr. Brooks, give me your power rankings right now, 1 through 5 of the top teams in the NFL.
Well, first I got to go number 1 with the Patriots. You know, at this point, they got the best quarterback in the league.
Why you take my number 1?
They lost Gronkowski, but hey, he has been able to go out there and manufacture plays throughout his career. Then I'm going to go with the Rams. Jared Goff showed me something last year with an offensive line that was pretty good, but then he had a running game that had to manufacture the running. So he went out there and proved that he can go out there and be a proven quarterback. Of course, we got to put Drew Brees in this situation, because he's by far one of the number 2, number 3 quarterback in the league. Then I'm going to go with the new guy, Patrick Mahomes. He put himself in a position where he has to be mentioned among that, and because he's played so well, he's elevated his team to be mentioned as a top 5 team.
But they lost a lot of players on defense.
Well, those players didn't play much of the season anyways, you know.
Wow, D Ford, Justin Houston.
They played half the season.
Eric Barrett.
He didn't play with the last 3 games.
But they're still proven Pro Bowlers, man.
Well, you can only prove being a Pro Bowler when you're on the field proving yourself.
Man.
And my last team, my Birds. I think they did enough in free agency.
My Birds?
My Birds.
You don't play for the Birds?
I still have the heart. I got green on, baby. My heart bleeds green, baby.
You're a neutral analyst now, man.
You're a neutral analyst. I don't have to be a neutral analyst. I can be a homer. I am a homer. I have been, always will be a homer.
Oh, my goodness.
Long story long, I'm an Eagle fan.
I didn't say you couldn't be a fan.
Yeah, well, Carson Wentz, you know, he's my guy now. I gotta ride with him.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm gonna look at my list. I'm gonna start off with the Patriots. I have to. I understand Gronkowski is retired now. I don't care who the Patriots lose, who they bring in, as long as the 2 Bs are there, Brady and Belichick. Number 1, they're gonna win the division. Number 2, they're going to end up in the AFC Championship game. And number 3, I'm still picking them to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Weak conference. And plus, I agree with you only because you agree with me on the first pick.
Now, the second one, I'm going to flip the script a little bit. I want to go with the Saints. Now, the Saints picked up Jared Cook. They needed a tight end. Ben Watson retired. They go out and get Jared Cook. Jared Cook is one heck of a pass catcher.
Yeah, he is.
All right, then they lose Mark Ingram. They go out and get Latavius Murray as well. And they added Mario Edwards as well on the defensive side of the ball. So with that said, I like what the Saints are doing. Plus, Saints got cheated, man. Saints should have been in that Super Bowl. It would have been a much better game if the Saints was in the Super Bowl instead of the Rams.
In fact, I think the Saints will have 2 trophies right now.
Exactly. So now I'm going to go with the Rams number 3, because the Rams did get to the Super Bowl, although they should give the refs some of their bonus money for that NFC Championship game for helping them get to the Super Bowl. Number 4, I got to go with the Eagles. Man, you look at what they did. Malik Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, Jordan Howard. I mean, they put themselves back in prime possession to reclaim what they think is theirs, which is that NFC East title. My number 5 team, the Cleveland Browns.
What the heck?
The Cleveland Browns, baby.
Where did this
come from? The Cleveland Browns. Look, come on, man. Look, dude, they got Odell to go along with Jarvis Landry, Antonio Callaway and wide receiver, and Njoku at tight end.
I'll give you that.
The backfield, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt when he comes off suspension. They still have Duke Johnson even as we speak now. And then the defense anchored by Myles Garrett.
You got to show me. I'm from the show. I'm from St. Louis. I'm from the show.
Man,
you got to show me, buddy, to tell me. Dude. They're too young right now. Come on.
Too young?
Man, come on, man.
Dude, did you see how they played the last half of the season?
I like Baker, man, but I don't like him that well. Did you put him in the top 5?
Look here, man. You put me back there throwing the football. I'm over 4,000 yards. Jarvis and Odell.
Well, you look at
what I'm doing? I'm just throwing lobs all the way down the field. But somebody's catching the ball.
Well, you got to look at this, though.
What?
Somebody gonna get real unhappy. Somebody else start toting the rock a little bit, throwing the ball.
You know what? Winning cures all.
Okay,
just think about that. Winning cures all. All right, the Alliance of American Football has suspended operations, most likely for good after just 7 weeks. It ended up costing about $70 million for failure. Barrett, will pro football, another league, ever flourish?
Well, I mean, I got to say this. You have to get aligned with the NFL in order to have a league. If you're going to build a farm league, make sure the farm league you're trying to supply the players to is on board with you. Make sure the NFL is going to, back you as being a team that will take players from. That's exactly why they didn't allow their scout team players to go there. That's exactly why this league is going to go not be the league they want it to be, because you don't let your guys go to a league that's going to fold before the season even ends, man. That's only because they didn't have the backing of the NFL.
Players Association. Yeah, but why even start the league if you're not going to get the backing of the NFL Players Association? And for that matter, why would the NFL Players Association not allow young players who don't make it in the NFL to go there, work on their craft, and possibly elevate to the NFL?
Because right now those players that played in the AAF, got to get their own flights home.
That's a shame.
Their own flights home. They're not even going to pay for them to fly home. In fact, they're not even going to be paid for this week. They got to pay for the week before. They're getting no more money. The money is gone. That's messed up.
That's messed up.
So if you signed on Monday, the league folded on Tuesday, you ain't getting no money for this week. So you're not getting any money. They flew you out there, and then you got to pay money to get back.
And what if some of these guys played East and got to fly West and vice versa?
Exactly.
That's cold-blooded, man.
It's real cold, man. It's a cold world out there.
If I was these young players, I'd sue this league, man.
Well, they sue them for what? Because the major backer backed out, so hey, they don't have any money to sue them for.
Doggone shame. All right, still to come. The draft is inching closer. So we will check in with our pal, NBC sports analyst Josh Norris, on some potential targets for the Birds, including one guy they should consider trading up for. Also, the Eagles added Jordan Howard by way of a trade, but could they still be in the market for a running back early in the draft? Barrett explains why Miles Sanders would be a great fit for the Birds when we come back.